Hi, this is Carla Scarf. Today I'm going to talk about image size and cropping in Photoshop. All images are made up of tiny little blocks called pixels. If you zoom in to an image in Photoshop far enough, you're going to see the tiny building blocks. These are pixels. If you want to check what size an image is in Photoshop, you can go to Image, Image Size, or you can click Alt-Control-I. This dialog tells you a little bit of information. First of all, it tells you the dimension of the image in pixels. This picture currently measures 1800 pixels by 1459 pixels wide. Also, it tells you the current resolution of the image. The word resample on the bottom left basically means that you can add or take away pixels. If you simply want to find out what size an image is going to be at a different resolution, unclick the resample button. If I want to find out how big this image is going to be on my screen, I am going to change this number to 72 because that is the resolution for screens. And Photoshop is telling me that at a resolution of 72, this image would measure 25 inches by 20. That is because every inch of the image will only hold 72 pixels. If I'm going to be printing this image, I will need it to be 300 pixels for maximum quality. So I'm going to change my resolution now to 300, and Photoshop is telling me that the same image, when printed at a resolution of 300, will now measure 6 by 4. This is because every inch of the image will now contain a higher number of pixels, 300 to be exact. Right now, I haven't really changed the number of pixels in the image. This is remaining the same. I am only checking to see what size the image would be. If I actually want to change the number of pixels in the image, this is called resampling. I am now going to click the resample button. Images in Photoshop can either be resampled up or resampled down. Typically, it is best to take a larger image and make it smaller, but it is not advisable to take an image and make it very big. That's because at that point, Photoshop would be making up pixels. Right now, I am going to take this image and I am going to make it smaller by taking away pixels. I'm going to change the inches onto pixels. Now I am going to throw away some of the pixels in the image. This time I'm going to change the width to 800 pixels. When I click OK, the image will get smaller because I told Photoshop to make the image smaller. Hitting Ctrl Z will undo. I can also make the image larger. Again, make sure you are working with pixels. This time I am going to tell Photoshop to make this image 3000 pixels. Now, please notice that I am not going any more than about twice as big as the original image. Going any higher will result in a lower quality image. As a matter of fact, Photoshop is providing you with a preview of what it's going to look like when you increase the image by all those pixels. Please notice what happens if I put a big number in here like 8,000. The image quality is going to decrease. As you can see in the preview window, now the image has some pixelation and the image has become soft. This is why we avoid going from a small image to a large image. I am now going to go ahead and put 2000 pixels in here, and I'm going to click OK. The image became slightly larger because I added more pixels. And that's how image size works in Photoshop. The next thing that I want to explain is how to crop an image. Cropping an image basically means making an image fit into a specific frame size. The current image, if I look at it in inches, if I go from here and I go to inches, this current image measures 4 by 6 inches at a resolution of 300. If I want to put this picture on a 5 by 7 inch frame, the picture would not fit. It is too long on its width. This is where cropping comes in. Next, I am going to click on the crop tool. The crop tool is the fourth tool down on the left side, or if you click the letter C on your keyboard, this will bring up the crop tool. On the top, on your options bar, there is a drop-down list on the left side. Click on the second choice that says W times H times resolution. This means width times height times resolution. The first number that you're going to change is going to be the width of your image, the desired width. I am going to input 7 inches. Next, I'm going to enter the height of my image. I am going to input 5 inches. Next is the resolution of your image. When you are printing an image, it is always advisable to go with a higher resolution like 300 for higher quality. Now that you have entered your width, your height, and your resolution, you are going to pick which part of the image you want to keep. Go over to your image and drag the handles on the corner. You can go in or you can go out. If you go away from the edges, you will see that your mouse will turn into an arrow, which allows you to tilt the image. When you are cropping, it is not advisable to go in very, very tight. The reason for this is because at this point, Photoshop would have to make up pixels in order for you to be able to create a larger image out of a small area. So try to stay as close as you can to the dimensions of the original picture. Once you have chosen the part of the image that you want to keep, you are going to hit enter, or you're going to click on the little checkbox on top. Now your image is the correct size. If you want to double check that your dimensions are correct, you can check down here at the bottom. This tells you the image size of your picture, or again, you can go image size, or Alt-Control-I, and again, go to inches, and this tells you that your image has been properly cropped. Thank you for watching.